Matilda. What a pleasure to see you. Here in the library again, are we? Yes, my mum wants me to stay at home with her. She hates it when I go out. She misses me so much. Dad too. He loves having me around. But I think it's good for grown-ups to have their own space. Well, your parents must be so proud to have a girl as clever as you. And you tell them lots of stories like you do with me. I love your stories, Matilda. And that's not a hint, by the way. But if you did happen to have a story you wanted to tell, goodbye, Mrs. Phelps. See you next week. Goodbye, Miss Honey. And good luck with the Tolstoy. As I was saying, Matilda, I'm not hinting, but if you did happen to have a story you wanted, who was that? That lady? That was Miss Honey. She's gonna be your teacher. That lady is your teacher. Now look, are you going to tell me a story or not? Once upon a time. Once upon a time, the two greatest circus performers in the world, an escapologist who could escape from any luck that was ever invented, and an acrobat who was so skilled it seemed as if she could actually fly, fell in love and got married. They performed some of the most incredible feats together that anyone had ever seen, and people would come from miles around. Kings, queens, celebrities, and astronauts. But not just to see the skill, but also to see the love for each other, which was so deep that it was said that cats would purr as I passed them, and dogs would weep with joy. They moved into a beautiful old house at the edge of town, and in the evenings they would walk and take the air. And each night, the children of the gown would wait in anticipation, hoping for a glimpse of the shiny white scarf that the acrobat always wore. For then they knew that they had only to cry, "Tricks! Tricks!" and the great performers would instantly oblige with the most spectacular show just for them. But although they loved each other, although they were famous and everyone loved them, they were sad. We have everything that the world has to offer, said the wife, but we do not have the one thing in the world we want most. We do not have a child. Patience, my love, the husband replied. Time is on our side. Even time loves us. Oh, Matilda. But time is the one thing no one is master of. And as time passed, they grew quite old, and still they had no child. At night, they listened to the silence of their big, empty house, and they would imagine how beautiful it would be if it was filled with the sound of a child playing. Oh, Matilda, this is very sad. Do you want me to stop? Don't you dare! The sadness overwhelmed them and drew them into ever more dangerous feats, as their work became the only place they could escape the inescapable tragedy of their lives. And so it was they decided to perform one of the most dangerous feats ever known to man. It is called, said the husband, announcing the event to the world's press, who had gathered to listen with bated breath. The burning woman, hurling through the air, with dynamite in her hair, over sharks and spiky objects, caught by the man locked in the cage. And it is the most dangerous feat ever known to man. It is our destiny said his wife, smiling sadly and slipping her hand into his. It is where the loneliness of life has led us. Well, what happened next? Well, I don't know. Not yet anyway. What? But isn't there some more? I mean, well... Oh, well, I suppose your mother will be waiting for you. Is she here? I'd love to meet her, actually. Goodbye, Mrs. Phelps. I'll see you tomorrow after your birthday at school. Yes, Miss Trunchbull. There's, in my class, there is a little girl called Matilda Wormwood, and... Oh, no, headmistress. I don't believe Matilda's that kind of child at all. Bambanatum est megitum. But I didn't! Miss Trunchbull. Matilda Wormwood is a genius. She knows her times tables. But she can read. I have to tell you, headmistress, that in my opinion, that this little girl should be placed in the top form with the 11-year-olds. I believe that Matilda Wormwood is an exception to the rules. I have to tell you, headmistress, that it is my intention to help this little girl, whether you like it or not. Matilda, can I ask you a question? Do all those brains in your head give you a headache? I mean, it's got to hurt, all squished in there. No, it's fine. I think they just fit. Right. Well, look, I better hang around just in case they start to squeeze out of your ears. You're going to need help. I'm Lavender, and I think it's probably for the best if we're best friends. Hide me! Someone put a whole can of syrup onto the Trunchbull's chair, and when she sat down, and when she got up, her knickers stayed stuck to the seat. Someone told her that I did it, but I never, and now she's after me. But that's not fair. That's not fair at all. You're done, kid. You're finished. Once Agatha the Trunchbull decides you're guilty, you're squished. Yesterday, she got Julius Waterwinkle eating his gobstopper during science. She just picked him up, swung him around, and threw him out the window. Don't listen to them. That didn't happen. They're trying to scare us. Oh, Matilda, they're thinking she's going to put me in the choky! What's choky? They say it's a cupboard in her office that she throws children into. They say it's lined. They say she's lined it with nails and spikes and bits of broken glass! Alright, look, when did this happen? 20 minutes ago. But why? Oh no, she's coming! You better hide, quick, blazes! He's over there, under those coats. Where he's been for the last hour, actually. Oh, yes. You see, unfortunately, Nigel suffers from the rare but chronic sleeping disorder called narcolepsy. The condition is characterized by the sufferer experiencing bouts of chronic fatigue and falling suddenly asleep, often without any knowing or any warning at all. You see, he fell asleep and we put him under the coat for safety, didn't we? Didn't we? Yes, narcolepsy! He'll probably think he's in bed when he wakes up. Is it time for school yet, Mum? Hello? What am I doing here? Well, this isn't my bedroom at all. Oh! Hello, Miss Trunchbull. Yes, Miss Trunchbull? Oh. My mummy likes them. She thinks they let me look pretty. Here she comes! Yay! Matilda Wormwood. Just so you all know, she's my best friend! Who is it? Oh, hello. It's Miss Honey, Matilda's teacher. Bit busy right now. Oh, I will only take a moment. Come in if you must. This is Rodolfo. Oh, he's nothing like that. He's my dance partner. We're rehearsing. Ciao. Oh! Parley Italiano. Ciao, Rodolfo. Piacere. Come sta? What? Who is this babe? You know what interruptions do to my energy flow. What do you want, Miss Chetney? Oh, it's Miss Honey. Well, as you know, Matilda's in the bottom class, and children in the bottom class aren't really expected to read. Well, then stop her reading, then! Lord knows we've tried. I'm in the zone, doll. I can feel it in my hips. Don't waste this. Look, I'm not in favour of girls getting all clever pants, Miss Hussey. A girl should think about makeup and hair dye. Looks are more important than books. Now look at you and look at me. You chose books. I chose looks. I beg your pardon. Babes, I'm on fire here, please. But Matilda can calculate complicated figures in her head in an instant. Calculate this. Fantastico! Her mind is incredible. With a little help from her, she could go to university without her mind. Your mind. Oh, you really don't know anything, do you? Well, I think you should better go. Me and Rodolfo are rehearsing. Well, it was nice to talk to you, Mrs. Wormwood, and I will see you later.